sir.
Good evening, everyone on the internet. It's the No Toad Racing Network. We got two, count them, two. That's a number low enough I can count it. 2 races left, and we've got a really tight points battle. We've got Roy Hyde still riding high, 15 points above Oliver Turan, who's in second place and drives a 002, so there may be something to that. We got 8 scant points to Jason Benson, then Al Corey, Dustin Barton are your top 5. Rob Hottenbach, who will get to play Guess That Paint here in a little bit with him. Above the Nodge. The Nodge is going to take a tumble. He decided that college basketball is more important, so we're gonna see how this works for him. I don't think it's gonna work real great, but here's the catch. We've got 2 drop weeks in these points, so the chances of change are actually fairly decent on several of these spots. So why these won't be set in stone, these ought to be a pretty good idea. I mean, it's very unlikely that we get Piracini jumping up and winning the championship. I mean, he's just too far out. But we're flipping through and we're doing some happy, fun time, crazy stuff here. We are riding along tonight with the guy who happens to have the fastest time, old sexy Waltrip himself. Kyle, how is it out there?
It's good. I'm experimenting with brake bias, seeing if I don't wreck here, which is very possible. But yeah, Richmond Raceway, my home track, was here this weekend for all 3 races. I know people are going to go, what, it's 2? And no, you got the modifieds, best race of the weekend. But yeah, my home track, can't miss it, so I'm here going to be broadcasting and racing at the same time.
So we are going to have all kinds of chances for bad words to come flying out, or just impromptu broadcast bits of knowledge from Kyle, as he's out there just hanging out top of the charts. Got stranger danger here. We got Skylar Carnes. Have not seen this wild paint scheme in a while. He decided to come back out and beat on us yesterday in the Xfinity cars, and he said, you know what, I'm going to try and make it a weekend sweep. So he's got a broom sitting out there with him, and he's going to see what kind of mayhem he can cause. We got the last minute of practice. We'll pop around to some of the cars still on track. We got Matt Piracini, who's out making some laps. Oh, sticky fingers. Well, that was weird. The top of his head was the only thing that showed up for a second. Jason, respect my authority, Benson. We got Sid. Boo, Sid, boo. That's what you do. And numbers forward dude, John Barton with the 68. He's out there talking about apples and whatnot. We got Sarge, who, he's got that Jaguars scheme. Yeah, boy. So, Kyle, what's it going to take for you to just wreck Sarge because he's driving the...
Well, I think it's going to be hard for me to see him unless I get wrecked myself. So if he's in front of me and I got fresh tires, I think game on.
All right.
What do you think?
I think that'll work. So, Hottenbach flat out just calls me out in Discord and says, oh, you got to guess this. The problem is I can think of 3 people who ran a Copenhagen scheme. Benny Parsons, Phil Parsons, and A.J. Foyt. I think the green one was Benny Parsons. I think when Phil was doing it, it was brown, I think, or kind of a goldish color. A.J. Foyt doing it, I don't think that was green, but it actually kind of thought they were all green because I know he ran them with Indy. So I'm going to go that the BP scheme is what you're going after, Rob, and I'm not super duper confident in that, but I loved me some Benny Parsons. That dude was awesome. I always love those extra segments they do. They used to take Benny out and just send him to local restaurants, and he'd just sit there and eat with people and be funny on TV. That guy was just a good time waiting to happen. We're going to do the flip around through, and I'm going to hide the results from you guys. We're taking qualifying. Getting that low line is really important there. You get that thing shortest way around the track. Cars jumping around all over. So Kyle, the first lap was best.
Yeah, I kind of had a bad qualifying lap there. Hit a 6 in practice. Got really loose first lap and not get a really good second lap there. So not happy with that, but we'll see.
Well, before the race, when you was talking, you thought the second lap was going to be the real heater. It doesn't look to be the case.
Yeah, it just depends on how you approach that second lap. It's just these cars particularly are just very, very hard. Your first couple laps out on the tires. You see it a lot at the mile and a half where you just kind of get out and you get that really, really, really bad snap oversteer. But then once you get a couple laps on the tires, they're very predictable. So they're really, really good handling cars. But yeah, these are me at least for 2 laps.
We're watching Skyler come off a 2 and down the back stretch, and I'm not sure why he waited so late to actually take his lap.
That's a thing I see out of a lot of people who you typically see kind of rock up as you see he goes pull. It is just kind of waiting. I think people just sit there and they wait to see what times they need to beat. That's not something I do. I just get out there, get my lap down, so I get it out of the way. Don't have to look at anything. But yeah, I see that out of Skyler. For Xfinity Series watchers, we had Ryan Andrew come out and win the Watkins Glen race. He did the same thing there. We've seen Johnny Brugg do it a couple times. But yeah, I think it might just be knowing where you need to beat, so you have the motivation to kind of go out there and set a better lap time than someone else.
It could be. I just go do my lap. It's the Coravu show. We say it right because he's not here to change the way I say it. Anywho, so Richmond Raceway is where we're at, since I totally forgot about that with the doing some stuff. Also, while I'm thinking about it, next week is it, folks. We got a championship to decide at Homestead. So this here is the penultimate race, is I think that was Brian France liked to say a lot. But tonight, 84 degrees, 53% humidity, which it's all digital. It don't matter. Partly cloudy and a 9-mile-an-hour wind. But we are at Richmond Raceway. We're doing it in the daytime. I don't know why we don't do it in the dark. I bet that Coravu's would glow in the dark. That's what we need. Like when you go glow bowling, we need a glow racetrack. So they paint weird iridescent colors on the cars. That'd be pretty wild.
That'd be cool for real life, but that would not be happy on most people's computers.
Well, yeah, computers wouldn't work, but yeah, do some. The way they can project with LEDs and stuff now, you do it with like the numbers or whatever, just to give the numbers a glow in the dark effect for night races. I bet that could be done. That would be pretty awesome.
Back in my day, we had chrome.
Oh, I do love the chrome numbers. One of the many reasons I'm a Wood Brothers fan.
Yeah, I think a team like Roush Fenway, Keselowski have kind of missed it with their 6 car having that reflective number on the side. Same with Christopher Bell's 20 car and somebody else. But yeah, the Wood Brothers just kind of having that slightly not completely shiny chrome 21 where it's not like a mirror finish on it. It's just real tasteful.
Yep, kind of almost a gold foil leaf. Boy, Skyler's got himself a case of the blinks pretty good already, and sitting on the pole. And outside of him is the man that you hear that's normally in the booth, but he's going to booth from the car. And if you're confused, I'll keep talking. That would be Kyle Gretsch. Behind them, Matt Piracini and Ben Dewberry, who is a newcomer. Next to them, Jason Benson and Dustin Barton will be along shortly. There he is in a Rick and Morty mobile. I have a Rick and Morty mobile that I made on Trading Paints that enough people. I'm from a little town, so it was a lot of people to me. They're using it. Dustin also realizes do things Cooper likes. Cooper puts you on the broadcast, so you know, if nothing else, he knows how to manipulate me. Al Corey, Gary Sargent in the next row. Rob Hottenbach in the BP Special Copenhagen, and Chris Harrison in the next row. Ollie, my pick to win. So there's your jinx. That's also a payback from Discord. Outside of the Mike Coravu machine, Joseph David and John Barton hitting 15th, 16th. The Johnny Brugg.
He is going to sit in the tower. He's got to go to work after the race, so we will be missing him.
Okay, that's what I was going to say. He didn't post a time at all. And James Lawson. I've also got Emily Urias and Alex Goff showing 18th and 20th. Neither of them are on track. We're going to shut some of these down.
A reminder to the people at home: our initial start is a start on green, and every start after that is go on leader. Last year that was not the rule in the Xfinity or the ARCA series last year, but it is the new rule for this year. It's something I needed to look up before the race because it's one of those things you don't want to get caught out by.
Truth. Don't want to jump the flag. We are going to get ready as Skylar disappears. I don't know why I managed to miscall him. We're going to see if we can ride along with him, see if he can hold steady on here. He's definitely got the blinks. We come along for the green flag and ride it out for a couple laps. Wow, that's really weird, Kyle. The pace car does not have any lights on.
Oh yeah, I don't know. Do they usually have the lights on? I usually never pay attention to that. I don't think they do.
Well, maybe not for broadcast replay, but I mean, I in the car see it, and I'm pretty confident I've seen the lights be on it before. At any rate, we did do 2 laps in the Xfinity, which I thought that was weird, and just didn't say anything. So, all right, time more 1. We're gonna try this again here. I'm going to switch back to the back. There we go. Pace car is off. Flag. Oh, got him in the wall in the backstretch. Still got him in the wall. Who all do we got going in the wall? Well, there's James, but it was way ahead of James. We're going to take a look up here. I think it was somewhere around Ollie. It looked like a red car ended up in the fence. Oh, it was Rafter. Hard turn into the wall.
Yeah, it looks like he just got hooked there in the middle of the straightaway. That's unfortunate. Turn 2 is a really, really tricky spot here. You got to be really, really careful there with your throttle because it kind of feels like it goes uphill and then it kind of gets a little bit off camber there.
Oh, the Jaguars took him out.
Would we call that a sack?
Yeah, he definitely sacked him. There's no
Did he fumble the wheel?
Well, Rafter came up a little bit, and Sarge was there, so I mean, it was kind of a little bit of a self-imposed issue, but yeah, boy, that's That's still kind of rough.
Yeah, no drafting here, but yeah, a Jaguars fan or a Jaguars car really wouldn't know how to draft anyways.
Timely, since the NFL draft is coming up around the corner here. Well, we made it half a lap. Last night, I think we got to lap and a half before the yellow, right?
Yeah, I think we maybe made it. It was just a handful of laps last night. Early caution, but then we went green the entire way to the end of the race. So, unsure. I feel like these cars are really temperamental on colder tires. So, I think we have the potential on repeated restarts getting these accidents, specifically going in off of turn 2 and potentially entering having a fight to get to the apron, causing cautions. But yeah, staying green here would be more optimal for myself and most of the people up front.
We do have lights on the pace car, by the way.
Oh, I do see them.
So I just not sure why it didn't think we needed to see him. But yeah, maybe it's just not on. I don't know. It's just something I just had noticed. But so yeah, that's what I was bringing up. Was I know by lap 3, once we, I know lap 3 we were under caution because I had rewound to that last night looking for something that I had done. Shocker, done something stupid. However.
Yeah, you had a little bit of a Tokyo drift going into turn 1. I did see that, but it was not caught on the broadcast.
Yeah, it was kind of, I was trying to play off everybody's bumper, and I let off in a spot that I hadn't, and it ended up screwing me up for the entire lap, to be dead honest with you. I just missed my spots all the way around and touched the wall actually twice that lap, so I'm glad that didn't show up on the broadcast. Yeah, so that's kind of what I was getting at. Maybe we're going to do an early one. Everybody's going to get that, pump the brakes here, and then just off we go, and maybe we'll run this thing out. We got Rafter is back. Pretty obviously had to take that fast repair because he was looking pretty rough. We're racked back up, and this is go on the leader. There goes the leader. Gonna have some issues following Skylar. He's got the blinks bad enough that I'm losing him with software, so we might just go ahead and just kind of might just focus in on second here a little bit until Kyle's gonna go up here and fight with him. And following on through. You see there again, we've got no Skylar. Through here. 13 of Dustin Martin with Morty. You gotta love Rick and Morty.
Yeah, Skylar's blinking is a little bit distracting. I had a little mistake there going into turn 1.
Yeah, and they always say that you're not supposed to be looking at the guy in front of you. You're supposed to be driving the track yourself, but that's just against human nature. You watch that car in front of you in case they do something weird so you can avoid it. So somebody blinking in and out, it really can definitely get in and kind of almost plays head games with you, and it's not really even trying to play head games.
Yeah, especially if they start doing the crazy little backflips and whatever. You're just trying to focus, and all of a sudden you can see their roof.
Yeah, shower of sparks, bunch of smoke, everything just going. Wow, the only thing I can think of to say is absolutely not suitable for broadcast. Monkey poop crazy. How about we use that? We're
the 4th of July on a Tuesday or Monday.
Yeah. Yeah, everybody needs a 4th of July on a Monday. We're just going to pop right here. We're riding with Dustin Barton right at the moment while we've got... Why is that popping up? Huh, that was weird. For some unbeknownst reason, it just showed me that Johnny Brugg's in the pits, but He's been there the whole race, so I'm not sure why it's just now telling us that.
I was just trying to give you a friendly reminder.
I guess. We got some battle here with... We got Richmond, Virginia versus Canada here. We got Piercini harassing Kyle for second position. A little wobble out of him. Benson's got him a good spot to watch this.
27's just all crazy all over the place. I wonder who's driving that.
He's probably still drunk from this weekend going to watching the races. We got Nick.
You sure the other one's not drinking?
I do have a Pepsi here, but that, unless they've spiked it, that should be all that's in there. Nick Biddy was, I think that was third or fourth fastest in practice too. So he definitely knows his way around Richmond. A lot of the, to us, the new contingent, which, like I said, I'm only, I think this is the third season I've been in, second, third. So I've only been in here, ballpark of a year and overall time. But some of these guys that are getting new to me, you guys have still seen on the broadcast just because they've been here. Like Biddy and Hottenbach, Turan, Dewberry is kind of even new to the broadcast, but those guys were fast. They had a lot of speed. So I think by the time we get to the end of this thing, we got 3 sets of tire changes, got your fast repair. Kyle's saying he's fairly confident he could get himself to lap 80 and he could one-stop this, but we've seen with the next gens that we're running test races with them. We ran them Friday. Tire wear was an issue. Last night in Xfinity, tire wear was an issue. We could run trucks here in 87s Tuesday and Wednesday, and tire wear is going to be an issue. So stopping and putting tires on them isn't necessarily a terrible idea.
Yeah, it's just when you commit to that strategy. If I sit here and go, I'm going to pit at lap 80, and then at lap 60 I decide to get 4 tires, I potentially have screwed myself over because then I've kind of uneven my stops. So you don't get the even distribution of when you come down pit road and get your tires. But backing up there, talking about somebody like Nick Biddy. Nick Biddy is one of those drivers who's been in the series since we've been broadcasting it, and he's really, really good. We've not seen him up front, but I've seen steady improvement out of him, and we've seen him in some Xfinity races as of late doing pretty good as well. So he's somebody to look out for, maybe next season or, maybe even tonight, if he's able to come out with an interesting strategy here and potentially get up here with myself and Piercini and Skylar Blinken-Carnes.
Yeah, Biddy really just kind of has had the issue of wrong place, wrong time. I mean, that's really been the big problem he's had. Just get caught up in something that the one thing that has been a change here, and overall it's just a change. When pre-Kyle even, very much kind of give and take. If somebody caught you, we just kind of move over and give them the spot. Now as the guys are getting faster and faster, there's less riding around as Biddy does a hell of a slide job on Benson there for fourth. The give and take is still there, but there's less, and now it's more, you want the spot, race me for it. And it's really changed the dynamic, and it's as Johnny Brugg says, the cream rises to the top.
Yeah, well, you also have to remember it depends on who's showing up to these races. You got myself and Skylar up here in the front. We don't care about points. We're going to go for the win. But you got a person behind us like Piercini who's, had a bad season, so he also wants to get out here and go for the win. So there's not going to be a lot of give and take between the three of us because we're out here having some fun. But yeah, you're going to see these drivers in the back kind of focus on having these good races and hopefully good point stays for their championship.
Yep, and that's the one thing I will shock no one by admitting I wasn't real good at doing homework. I will probably see if, and the problem's going to be, we'll probably only be able to come up with 3 or 4 things we could do. We'll try and get a couple of instances of, what if this, what if that. So ATC Fun Family Show, you can't message retract. You can't delete your message once you put it in chat. We've got a Nodge in here. We've got some. We've just got chatter going on, but we have got probably the top 5 really. Oh, Dustin Barton just tapped the wall. Got probably the top 5 really, have a shot, even drop weeks included. I'm gonna have to hit up Sid and Johnny and see if they can kind of try and dummy me up a handful of scenarios, just because I don't want next week to end with me saying, well, this guy won the race. As of right now, this guy's leading the points. We got drop weeks, so hell if I know. I don't want to leave it like that for everybody. So we're going to see if we can figure this out over the week and kind of have a notepad with a couple of things on it and see if we can't, be at least high 90% sure of who wins.
Yeah, that's the tricky thing. There's really no iRacing kind of website or anything that really can quickly do those calculations of drop weeks, because we've got 2 for this year, so it's going to be really, really interesting here coming to the final race, because I do believe it is fairly close between, like you said, the top 5 drivers here for the championship.
Yeah, I mean, they're all within 50 points, and two, if you got a 0 that you all of a sudden get to drop, I mean, that's like 20 there. So I mean, it really is going to be able to swing some stuff, I think. But most of the top 5, I don't think any of them have actually missed any races. So I think when you go and take just worst finish out, you're going to be looking more along the lines of maybe 4 or 5 points. So I don't know that I don't think it'll be enough to really move them, but we got these guys are within 8 points of each other. So, I mean, it's really going to be just a battle all the way to the end. Switch over here to one of my favorite sets of cameras ever, static TV cameras. And I will just shut up if you guys want to turn them up. We'll do a crank it up. We'll turn that back down a little bit. So we are already lap 35 of 160. Looking through.
Yeah, the tire fall off has been pretty substantial. Me and Skylar, I think, are running about a second and a half slower on our fastest laps we had this race. So, yeah, tire wear is extreme here. So you could see people kind of commit early to a strategy to where you could see them potentially switch to maybe a 2-stop race, or keep it at a 1-stopper if they think they can make it. Which I do believe. I'm looking at about 47 laps left on my fuel here, where you can make that 1-stop work, but are you going to risk it with that 1-stopper?
Well, and that's what everybody's here for. What is it? You got to risk it for the biscuit? Oh, I
So who am I tonight comparatively to you? Are you the Larry McReynolds tonight, or am I the Clint Boyer, or am I like the who's who here tonight?
Oh, I don't really identify as a broadcaster. I do know my uncle, I don't know why, has this thing against Clint Boyer's last name. He says that's Bowyer. I don't know why, but he refuses to accept the name Clint Boyer. It's
like my dad calling old Denny Hamlin Henny Damlin, and it's like, yeah, Denny Hamlin. He goes, yep, Henny Damlin.
Oh, old
or, Jim Jam when he talks about Jimmy Johnson.
So I forgot I was supposed to say for shame, Nodge, for shame, because the Nodge is watching basketball and he is not racing with us tonight. Also, Little Corvu, how are you doing, sir? Because we should probably check to see, does Dad know that you're watching tonight, or you pretend sleeping with the tablet on watching the race again?
Being a naughty boy.
Oh, naughty boy. Piracini must have really got up there and scared Lawson. As we flipped around there, James was up. Well, the side of the car's clean, so maybe he didn't. So it looked like he had done the old four-wheel drift up and just kind of wall magnet the way these cars like to do, but maybe he was just getting out of the way, and it just as I switched, it looked, hell yeah, he's kind of got that wobble out. So yeah, no, I think that's just what he's been doing.
No, I think it was James just being courteous. You know, we've been racing with James for a while, and he just likes to get out of the way and not cause any trouble for anybody. So that's what I put that down to, and not a mistake or something.
Yeah, it's. I think it was just where I happened to be looking as I flipped over. We've got some drama here for fifth. Biddy has it. Hottenbach wants it. But right now, Biddy is all none shall pass. And Hottenbach's probably, being like, hey, you got a pool room, I got snuff. Let's make a deal here. All we need is Ollie to come up here with the beer car, and we got us a party. But don't try Copenhagen, kids. It's bad, okay?
But they sponsor Ryan Blaney, I think.
Copenhagen? That's tobacco products. I bet they're not.
No, Ryan Blaney has a tobacco sponsor that only sponsors his Instagram.
Oh,
loophole.
Yeah. Oh man. Well, yeehaw, hound dog. We got stuff going on here. So Biddy got into, Hottenbach, I think, goosed Biddy a little bit. So Biddy decided to return the favor. Hottenbach went high. Ollie had to crank it left something fierce, got kind of cockeyed, and all said and told, now Dustin Barton is up here harassing Hottenbach to take sixth away from him. That was a chain of events right there. We're just past halfway of a fuel run if we made a full fuel run. So, I mean, pits are going to come when they come. They don't really know exactly what it is we're looking for. So we're going to kill this, and we are going to kill this, and we are going to go back up to the top crawler, and we'll let that bar across the bottom tell us when people start coming in, and we'll bring the map up too, and that'll show us.
Yeah, if we've not had anybody come in around lap 40, I wouldn't expect to see anybody come in until after lap 50. So I think we're maybe 5 laps away from seeing some people pit here. But yeah, just it's one of those things. It's committing to strategies. You need to have a strong decision on what you do with your strategy. You know, not committing super late to a strategy because you won't have enough tire left to take advantage of what you decided on doing in the first place.
Right. Yeah, and you guys just started lap 49, and so yeah, I'm with you. I personally, I think what we had done last night, if I remember right, I think we did. Right around 50, and then I think we stretched out a little bit. I think we come in at like 105, so we did like 50 and then 55s, and that actually worked out okay. Um, I mean, they weren't super duper fast. I think actually Nodge was the one that worked pretty well for. He
Well,
got
we
through
saw
most of
a
that.
pit strategy last night that AJ Binish pitted at lap 40 and pitted every 40 laps and was able to charge his way back up to 5th and was just passing cars left and right the whole race. So, yeah, and then you had the opposite end of that where you had Justin Malarkey who, stayed out on old tires and stretched it to lap 80, but then ran out of fuel with 3 to go.
Man, that sounds like my kind of luck. All right, so we got the 46 and the 7 here are back together again. So we're definitely gonna be on that because we got like high stakes drama going on with these two. Looks like Rob's gonna stay out in front of Nick. There's one thing with Richmond, the variance of guys that are fast entering the corner versus guys that are fast in the middle of the corner and off. Just going into one there, Rob looked like he had 8 car lengths, and Nick closed it up to 2. Just because he got into the corner so much better. But then you see Rob carried that speed off, and there he's pretty high up through there again. So Nick ought to be able to catch up to him a little bit here. Oh, Nick is coming in. We got Kyle on pit road. And we got Nick Biddy on pit road. The guy's driving the car and he won't even give us a straight answer. So while these guys are coming in, we're gonna try and get a few laps, see if we can follow Skyler here. But we have got let's see, that Sargent. Sargent is also in on pit road. So we got 3 takers so far at lap 55 of 160. And this just backwards of what I was saying. Now, if you do another 55, you go to 110, and then you only got 50 laps on your last stint. The Corvu car is rolling in. Joseph David's coming in. Very much monkey see, monkey do. One guy's coming in getting tires. Everybody else is going to say, nope, you're not going to pull that on me. And they are just going to go ahead and help themselves to 4 fresh General tires. That is right, General.
Hey, you did that correctly. Oh, Parasini dropped out due to upload packet loss.
Oh.
Third place car.
Oh, the generic Canadian internet. I can't believe it hasn't got Skyler. Well, Skyler's got the blink skin, so we're going to hang out here with second place Sticky Fingers Jason Benson, which I'm sure will upset his wife greatly. I mean, not that I call him Sticky Fingers. She just doesn't like looking at his car. No, I don't. I'm completely lying to everybody. Anyway, we're gonna ride with him. Skyler is confusing everything that I'm trying to use to do this. So we're just he's still out there, everybody. And he's got a gigantic lead, but it is what it is. Sid Kashishian jumped to the pits. Wonder what happened there.
Yeah, Sid almost missed pit road entry. He got on the flat and he slid all the way off the flat back onto the banking there. So he had a close call there.
Well, let's see if it will. See if we can get a replay of that. Other than it being paused right off the get-go, we can do more stuff with replay now once they did this update. Oh, 2 times. Oh, man, he planted that thing in the barriers.
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah, that was... He stuffed it in there like it was an Oreo. It's like a double stuffed. Thunk. Oh, he took the cone with him. Yeah, no harm, no foul. He killed that cone. Man, yeah, boy, he... all right, well, so that's what happened to Sid. Piracini has jumped to the pits. It's just showing him out. Man. Well, we may end up... we might get a post-race interview with a disappointed Matt Piracini here in a second. He's not in the room with us, but it wouldn't be for... Oh, man, I don't know. God, how many has it been? Is it 4 races we've had of him now that he shows up halfway through the race because something breaks on him?
I think it's been 3. I remember we had Actually, he won a race due to connection issues, so he got one back at least. But, 3. He had one at Michigan, he had one at another track, and then one this weekend.
All right. Yeah, it's rough up there in the wilderness. We've also Skyler has stopped, and he's done his pits, which actually leaves the 42 car of Jason Benson as our leader over Rob Hottenbach and Oliver Turan, Al Corey, John Barton running in 5th. Ben Dewberry's running 6th. Kyle's in 7th right now. Chris Harrison's in 8th. Skyler's running 9th. Nick Biddy's running 10th. Of course, everybody and their dog will be lapped right now because we're doing green flag pit stops, and that's just kind of what happens. So when Jason comes around and decides, you know what, enough's enough, Dustin Barton, what have we got going on here? This is telling me Dustin Barton crashed. See what, I see no crash from... I see no crash. I do believe that the iRacing may be lying to me. Yep. I think iRacing's lying to me. It's trying to tell us that he crashed. So while we're busy looking at that, Benson comes in to surrender the point at lap 65. Hottenbach follows him in. Ollie is still out there. Al, which, I mean, he was the first caution, which only that was a lap into it, so, I mean, he's not going to be super far off sequence. John Barton is still out there, so we should be just waiting for everything to cycle around, and this should put Kyle back on the point.
Back on the point. I'm going to the point for the first time. Skyler, getting Skyler on that undercut.
Yep, as I say, actually, come to think of it, that's you getting around him. There at the beginning, though, I mean, you kind of got around him. I mean, it was flashing back and forth as you guys were side-by-side fighting there. But we got Mr. Oliver Turan, the Twitch megastar himself, is out leading the race. About to start lap 69 of 160.
You know, they had the Twitch leaks about a couple months ago where they had all the top Twitch streamers. They got all their income leaked for what they made. I wonder where Ollie is on that list.
I heard there were so many zeros, people are still counting them.
That's why there's more than 1 0 in front of his number there.
I think so. I think that's an homage to all the zeros he makes on the Twitch stream. So I would say Ollie's definitely going to go around and run this thing till it's out of fuel, because he's coming around to start lap 70, and not to scare him or nothing, but I have watched in half a lap Kyle make up half a second. I mean, not kidding you. It's now. Well, Kyle, you got traffic or something? What happened there?
No, I'm running normal laps. That's the thing, is you got these strategies. You know, if you think the tire wear is not going to drop off, you know, we were going to have about 17 lap difference in our tires. If you don't think it's going to drop off that much, you can kind of risk it. You can stay out there, make it halfway, and then you're going to have to not stop one last time, but then you don't want to end up being like William Byron at the end of the Cup race and have a Denny Hamlin or a Denny Hamlin fan like Skylar Carnes come up behind you and just blow by you and not give you a chance to catch him with 4 laps to go.
Biddy's going to go by very easily. That shows how much faster new tires are, which that's not for position. That's just Nick getting a lap spot back from Rafter. But Rafter's running second right now. But yeah, no, you're running him down about 0.8 a lap. Just that first lap, it was real close to being a full second. And I know that you guys need me to tell you this. Forward shifted numbers give the ARCA car better balance. Ever since he's done that, John Barton has kicked it up another gear. Plus, he's got Dude on his hood. I mean, you know, he put them apples back in your basket, Dude. And there goes Dewberry in the 06. Speed kills. Not really. Speed makes you go fast. Speed makes you win the race. Let's check back in here with Ollie. He's still out running around. We're 2 seconds closer to the lead, riding along with the 27 car.
And we got a car behind me catching. I wonder who that is.
That's just going to flip to say if it'll hold on. I'd cue the Jaws music if I could, but I am watching just 1.1107. Wow, whoa, he just jumped about 1/10.5 on you. Just, good Lord. Let's see if we can stay on here with Skylar, or if it'll blip us off. Kind of get the run of just I mean, I guess you can't call it unreal talent, but he has got, without question, he's got talent at doing this. There's several. Any of these guys that run up front, Kyle's very talented at this. Brug's talented at this, and there we go. Barton off the nose of the 27, and we got a live look at that one, everybody. So how about we go back to here, and let's see why it won't let me rewind this. There we go. So we got the dude mobile rolling through. Corvu's hanging around. Kyle's going to come down to the bottom side. Come up, gets a great run, and I'm really not sure why that happened. That's kind of odd. Yeah, man, that's how close that was, man. That John made a tiny little adjustment, and honestly, with the tires like that, he could have just shifted a little bit under power. I mean, he really just turns a little bit left there and come into just touching the right front of Kyle's car, and around he went. Oh, slaps it into the wall, dude. Put him back in your bucket, dude. Grab a gear and go, JB. So, to no one's surprise, halfway point, just about everybody's going to go ahead and hit pit road. We're going to slap tires on it. A couple of us probably going to do some fast repairs. If not, we're going to let the pit crews take a whack at them, or 2 whacks, or the roller, maybe a hammer. We might just kick it, who knows. But we're going to get these things as good and squared up as we can, because we've still got another half of this race to run. So what?
Yeah, I feel bad there for John. I'm seeing the replay. Yeah, it was one of those things. I was expecting him to be closer to the wall, but I need to be responsible for my front end, and I hit him. So
it just kind of looked like you were just kind of taking the arc up off there, and I really just that little kind of subtle little turn that he made into the left there. I've had that issue of trying to get on the gas, and it just kind of rotates it a little bit. And I mean, if he's on, 75 lap tires, I wonder if maybe that might have been part of what helped him there. But I mean, it sucks for him, but for everybody else, it's a halfway break. Getting there and kind of see what worked, what didn't work. Why is it telling me that Skylar crashed now? Let's see what happens here. I'm wondering if him blinking out under caution or something, maybe. So with him as a replay file, probably not. Well, the SDK software is just full of beans tonight. Keeps telling me people crash. They're pretty obviously not crashing. Oh... Got Dustin in the chat. Dustin, why are you typing in the chat? Where I got all these message retracteds here. we're tootling around under caution. Lap 82 of 160, the penultimate race, the No Toad Racing Network Monday Night ARCA Series.
So Skyler did not take Tyler's on that stop, so he's sitting on old tires.
Oh, so this get interesting. Come back in, and remember, this is off the leader. So we off the leader, and the leader is off into his own zip code just about. Blink around there. We got some Hottenbach working on some Benson. We got some Biddy trying to work his way up to John Barton. We've got some Harrison trying to work on some Alacory. Got some Barton trying to work on some Harrison. We got cars going all over the place. JB drops her down low. Almost said drop it like it's hot, but I figured I'd save everybody that. He is, oh man. Chris is working the back bumper of the Canadian Tire Mobile. It doesn't take much of a run or a lack of run or pushing the brakes a little hard or grinding a little speed to just make a pretty big gap on this track. This is a place you can absolutely gain or lose a couple of tenths through one small adjustment or one small error. I think we've got us a battle for the lead brewing here.
We got a new leader.
We do have a new leader. Got switched over there just to see the blink in and out, and we got a 27 on the point. Boy, Skyler's really blinking, and he's actually falling back. So
yeah, these tires here. My tires are only 95 under that stop there. Even that little bit on your tires is going to be tremendously detrimental to your pace during the race. So yeah, tire wear is just so important here, and it might even be worth it for some people when you have a caution come out and you only have 10 laps on your tires to just come down and take freshies, because it's just so bad on tires here.
Yeah, it's becoming very obvious. They've already racked up almost 7/10 of a second lead in about 3 laps of leading. Also, the bottom right in front of actually both tires. Oh, I thought maybe you had touched something, but NASCAR had a thing there with kicking out the bottom of the siding fascias on those cars, and I don't know why I just now noticed that, but it is real clear on that 27 car that those look like they've got the kick out in front of the tire, which gave a little extra downforce, and much hijinks was had of trying to
front fender flare.
Yeah, keeps the wind out from getting inside the rear end and puts a little more gusto in the body.
For any of you people at home who've played the old PlayStation 2 games for EA ones, you run the old trucks. They had a front fender flare downforce scale that you could mess with to help your car with adjustments.
Well, I didn't get that. I would definitely play a game like that I could cheat on.
Well, you'd give you downforce, but then it hurts your straight line speed. A lot of the times, if you're loose, you take away downforce instead of tighten the car up, because it would just make your car faster down the straightaway, and then it would slow it down naturally in the corners. But you wanted to slow down for the handling. It's a real dumbed down way of setting up a car, and it was actually really, really helpful for kind of understanding some smaller aspects of the sport. Like that, because downforce, it's a handoff at times, so you're not just getting free downforce and then getting free speed. You're You know, you got that balance of downforce and drag, and most of the time, you know, downforce adds drag, you know, pretty linearly. So linearly.
That's a big word to say while you're busy leading the race. Meanwhile, we've got Oliver Turan, not quite drunk prom date, but definitely getting to be that handsy girl about midnight at the bar on Skylar right now. He is right there, won't budge, just kind of starting to hound him. Now he's looking outside a little bit. Oh, well, you know what? He's going to try and take a run high down the front stretch, which I don't know if we're quite at the point that'll work, but he is going to give her a go. And looks like Skylar's still going to be faster in there. Oh, and he's going to try and cross him over. Skylar disappears, and that, man, he's going to go ahead and take him, going into 3 slide jobs across his nose. Man, that was close. If they would have put another layer of clear coat on Ollie's back bumper, I think Skylar would have probably been close enough to touch him. And Skylar's going to come back on the bottom side, and we're going to roll back through 1 and 2, back down the little short back straightaway here at Richmond, onto the brakes. And Skylar is coming into the pits.
Talk about committing. If you commit to a strategy early enough, it can pay off for you because you're going to get that benefit of those fresh tires. He is on older tires, so he's going to have the freshies a lot earlier here, and he's going to be able to gain a little bit back here of what he's lost with the tires. So interesting to see here how this is going to play out.
That was honestly really odd. As much fighting back and forth that they were doing, I think that and we got a caution. And it's showing me that Piracini has entered pit lane. So what happened?
I'm not sure how this works out, but I don't think Skylar went a lap down. He's going to get fresh tires with he's going to essentially cycle to the lead here if I pit, and the others do as well. So this is it's going to be a rough deal here for myself and others.
Yeah, that is an absolutely massive break for Carnes. He is showing 1 down, but that's just showing right now, and I don't think he's had time to actually come back out. Well, it does show him back out. I got 20 cars. And I've got like 19 columns of numbers in each one of them here. So trying to see if I can find. It's showing him a lap down. That's also showing him 47 seconds back. So yeah, I think he is going to come back around and just naturally get his lap back here. See if we can watch the. Ollie's going to come out. Kyle's going to beat him out of the pits, and here comes Rafter out.
Yeah, Skylar's going to be your. Oh no, Skylar is going to be a lap down. Interesting to note here, I have no tires left. Maybe it would have been a good idea for me to stay out there, but yeah, if we get a caution here, I'm going to be sitting in deep poo-poo. So.
And again, one of the things, if we only had it, if we could figure out who took tires when they stopped. So we got the old pit box of doom up here. Yeah, boy, that's odd. Biddy, you and Biddy did the exact same thing. Stopped at 53 and then again at 78. Or I guess Biddy actually stopped at 79 when everybody else stopped for the caution.
Yeah, Biddy stayed out here, so he's going to be on older tires here. He only had a couple laps on those tires, but he's, like I said, those tires, there's the tire difference between me and Skylar there, so he's going to have a tire disadvantage. So, yeah, Skylar's dropping to the back here, so Skylar, it looks like he's going to be trapped a lap down here.
Is it not given a lucky dog?
No, it dropped into the back, so he must have an EOL.
Well, once again, it's showing Skylar Carnes crashed. We're not even going to bother looking at that. Then again, I mean, I guess it iRacing itself, if it went through there and was looking for a car that was the lead lap, or the...
Lawson was the lucky dog for that caution.
Okay, well, and that's what I was saying. Lawson was showing 2 laps down, so if Skylar was going to get it back on his own, maybe that's what did it. So,
well, maybe Skylar was on pit road, and that's what caused the caution there, or what's caused the confusion there. But essentially right now for myself, I have made the decision. I talk about committing to a strategy. I've made the decision to where I think it could go green to the end here, and if it goes green to the end here, I'm set. So I'm good to go on tires. But if there's a caution, I'm screwed.
Well, do you think there's a buffer if you can be within, say, maybe 10 laps, that it'll even out within 15 or 20 more laps?
No, I think any tire wear is just going to be trounced by fresher tires.
Well, we're about to find out. We're going to come up at 105. We're going to have 55 laps left. And Biddy takes a big jump. And Kyle's going to catch him quick going off into 1 here. Ollie's got a real tight run underneath JB into 1 and 2. Rafters down there. We got 3 wide down the back stretch. 83.02.42. And Hottenbach gets shoved up. Got into Sarge. We are going to have a caution.
You got a special guest here in the booth, and I do not know who it is.
We're riding here with Hottenbach, as we've got Captain Cardboard Box Canadian Internet himself, Matt Piracini, up here with us. So, electrical problems, managed to mangle the car today, huh?
Yeah, I don't know what happened, but my 730 internet curse bit me again and blew a tire running third, and was keeping up with Skylar and Kyle there. But yeah, another rough night at Richmond.
Yeah, the Gremlins have really been after you this season. Yeah, I mean, several real good runs have been just pretty well ate up from just crap. I mean, really, there's no other way of putting it.
Yeah, it was. I mean, ended up there. I was struggling. I mean, we come back in, and I was like 5 laps down and got into the fence and bent the car up, and then it was just kind of like, all right, I'm just going to park it, and was heading into pit road and missed the shift from 4th to 3rd, instead went from 4th to 1st, and was sideways sitting on pit road, and probably caused that caution that Skylar might not be too happy with me about.
I don't think he'll bother watching this, so he probably won't know.
So, yeah, Richmond, glad it's in the rearview mirror. Looking forward to Homestead next week.
And
yeah, that was a fun racing with you there. We're getting a little bit of defensive driving out of me, but all clean and respectful. It was always fun as always. You got the dub on me on Wednesday, so I was hoping I would be able to get one back here tonight.
Yeah, it was unfortunate. The internet gremlins bit me again, and it's like, Roy said when it happened to him in Atlanta, you blew a tire and basically ended your night.
And that is tire number 3, if I remember correctly, for the year, right?
Yeah, I got a lot of complaints set into General and Goodyear this year, I think.
I'd say well warranted. I mean,
yeah,
by this point, just the way I am, I would have made a pretty horrific paint job against them and ran it just because that's the kind of stuff I do.
Well, I put my new paint scheme on the car tonight, and I had really bad luck. So maybe the flames are just going to have to be on the car from now on. I know what goes along with that paint scheme, but it sure seems to have better luck than this one.
Yeah, well, and I think it's like scientifically proven that flames make race cars faster.
It's true.
Or
Maybe that's why Skyler's so fast, because he's got those little, like, wispy flames on his.
that probably is. We just figured this out. We need to be nominated for like the, I don't know, what's the race equivalent to the Nobel like Peace Prize? Is there one? The Larry Mack Science and Out Race Cars Prize.
The Facebook group Pulitzer.
I would take
Yeah,
that.
something like that. Yeah, something like that. All right, guys. Well, just thought I'd pop in, say what happened, give my piece. I'm gonna pop out of here. You guys have a good night, and Kyle, good luck. Hope you get the W tonight.
Thank you. I am screwed. I do not have any tires left.
Well, you do have the bumper left.
Oh yeah, but I don't want to wreck anybody who's running for a championship.
I wasn't talking about somebody running for the championship.
You can
I'll think
block
on
with
it.
them bumpers.
All right, guys. See ya.
All right, thanks, Matt. So, early end from we got the 27 hopping out in front of everybody. That was
Says go on green. I went on green.
well, it's go on leader, but that was
Or leader, sorry. That's what I meant to say.
well. You were leading, so I think that's you can go when you choose to go. We got Nick Biddy just about 3/10 behind. We got Al Corey another half second back in closing. We got John Barton hanging tough. I'm telling you, those numbers. He's got stars. Matt does better with the flames. Skyler's got flames and he's fast. That's why Gordon was always so fast. He always had some sort of element of the planet. Oliver Tran.
Maybe you need a roof on your car. Maybe that's another thing. Roofs and flames, because we got the Johnson roof, and then we had the Gordon flames. And then you had Home Depot. So roofs and flames.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know how you get that for Earnhardt. It just iron it, just win at all costs. Oliver Tran back up to 4th, who he's up 9 positions over where he started. And credit where credit is due. Why is it showing me that Sid is back on pit road? John Barton up 11 positions, running in 5th. He's had a real strong night. And I'm not sure what we got. Yeah, that figures. We don't have a shot. Yep, I don't know if Sid's just hanging out on pit road or what he's doing. We're going to jump back up here. I think pit-wise we're probably done anyway, so we're going to go ahead and kill that so it's not just overrunning all the other graphics. See how this is. And then we'll switch back over to the top crawler, and then we're going to bring this thing out here, and look at us go. Whee! All right, so as you can see, this looks way different than it did. Everybody's all jumbled together. We've got 42 laps to go. We got tires to make it. We got the fuel to make it. It's just a matter of, can we make it? There's every lap closer to the end is a lap closer to desperation. And just like that, lap 10, Oliver's not going to try and make this move on Rafter because it's only lap 10. Well, lap 120, it's time to go. So if you can go, you go. And if somebody gets in your way, sometimes you gotta use the old chrome horn. The problem with it, these are kind of like a snow shovel, so you go sticking the chrome horn up underneath the back of them and you send them for a ride.
And that's the thing is, unlike real life, there are consequences if you spin somebody out, so you can't just Ross Chastain every race for the win. Not saying that's a dirty move in real life. Gotta do what you gotta do, but here you got consequences for it.
Well, I mean, you can. It's just a very highly frowned upon thing to wreck the entire field.
Well, yeah, you wreck somebody, you end up with 10 points, then what's the point of winning if you're running for the championship?
Truth. Or you get sat for the next 2 or 3 weeks. Skylar's
Yep.
going to make her 3 wide here amongst Harrison and David into one. Well, that got tight. That's what she said. Skylar is now flying back down onto pit road.
It looks like Skylar is just asked to park the car because he's in traffic and he's blinking really badly. So that's an unfortunate deal there.
Wow, and for the first time, we weren't seeing him blink. He actually spent several laps totally fine. So
somebody was asked to park because they were blinking really bad. So potentially it was Skylar there.
Yeah, it would have had to have been. He just peeled off and ran down. They were 2 and 3 wide, 2 or 3 rows deep, and he's sitting there, the into pit road, and we were on him, but he actually was he looked good on my end anyway, which during the first 110 laps he wasn't. So, I mean, that's not abnormal. If somebody's blinking, they Sarge and Rafter, that I've heard them both ask somebody, roll to the back. Which with this, Skylar's not running for points. He's just here for wins. Just kind of like with Matt, it's chalk up to a mechanical issue, and ib to pint another day, quote Joe Dirt.
Well, I only live 15 miles, not 15 miles. I live like 3 miles from the racetrack, so my connection doesn't need all that much to get to the racetrack, because that's how it works, right?
I'm pretty sure, yeah. I've got a really long piece of string just hanging up off the side of my house here. I'm just waiting to drag it off to up to Newton, and we'll run some Iowa. Which, fun fact, is Richmond's sister track, because that is the one that they had Rusty Wallace help design. And he was a big proponent of Richmond and said Iowa needs a Richmond. And we ended up with Iowa Speedway, and NASCAR was like, we ain't doing that. So, had some pretty good truck races, had some pretty good Xfinity races, and IndyCar comes to play with us.
You get the faster cars. I love a Richmond IndyCar race. That's the one thing the pandemic took from us. The only thing the pandemic took from us. It didn't kill anybody. Sarcasm.
Yeah. I know how the winter has been this year and how it just doesn't want to stop. I kind of feel bad for everybody who has teeth that drives an IndyCar, because that track's going to shake them out.
Yeah, they were complaining about the bumps a couple years, not even a couple years ago, probably last year they were there. But that's a absolute fantastic race for IndyCar. Very high tire wear, multi-groove, but on a mile track, and they're hitting about 180. Just those IndyCars are something else. If you don't watch them, you need to maybe check yourself and go watch them on the ovals as the starter point, and then start watching them on the road courses.
Yeah, they're absolutely different. And there are some people only eat steak, some people only eat hot dogs. There are some who eat both. And I'm not saying which one's steak, I'm not saying which one's hot dogs. I'm just saying there's a time and a place to try new things, and Iowa with IndyCars is definitely worth it. We got Ollie is now trying to worry the Stay Puffed off the Marshmallow Man. He's just hanging around here, peeking underneath the 42. Got 29 to go, working on 28 to go, so it is definitely, if you're going to go. And old Miller High Life car looks like Ollie's had a couple, man. He brought that sucker off the corner sideways. That takes the spot and moves himself to 3rd position. Benson is going to not give that up quite so easy. Going to drop back down under him. Excuse me, pardon me, sir. I believe I left something here. Oh, that's right. It's my 3rd place. Ollie is going to just go ahead and hang back and maybe try and cool the tires back up a second here and get collected for another run. Right on the...
That's the most MRN thing I've ever heard you say. Not in a bad way. That was actually kind of clever. There goes your 3rd place there for Oliver Turin.
Well, this is what we're fighting about, man. This is a podium. they're fighting for the honor to come into the booth and talk to us after the race. So I mean, you know that's why they're fighting for this so hard.
So what's the deal if I get top step here? Do I just or if I sit on the podium, do I have to leave the Discord and come back in like I wasn't in here?
I don't know. We can just make up some sort of weird sound or something.
Can I interview myself?
Yeah, I actually totally encourage that. Well, we've got, I think these two have kind of calmed it again for a second, so we're going to go back in and switch to this so I can keep a little better eye on these two. Run there through Ollie, still running. We got Nick Biddy is running 5th in the Dawsonville Pool Room Ford Relay. And right behind him is Sarge, which, you know, we're just gonna leave that cat lie. Joseph David running in 7th. He's had a pretty solid day. Nothing real fruity has happened to him yet. And we got the Coors Mobile with Chris Harrison running around in 8th. Got Mike Coravu, the Coravu 77, according to the chat. We got Ben Dewberry in 10th. JB has cycled back through. We plus had some bounce around issues. He's back in 11th. Hot and Box running there in 12th. We got James is running 13th, and from there on back is Skylar Pirosini, Kashishian, Dustin Barton, the guys that have had issues.
We've had the conversation, me and James Lawson. If we both win the lottery, we're going to make a race team. We're going to call it Kyle Lawson Racing.
That is absolutely amazing. I will throw that down, and on the rare time that I don't have an old people moment, I remember to buy a Powerball ticket. I have always said if I ever won the Powerball, I'd start a truck team. So I'll throw in on that. I don't care what it's named. I just want to have a truck. And it is
Coopers Ultra. Okay, we're not going to finish that. You know where I'm going.
Nice truck series, I think is what you were
truck
going
team.
for.
Truck team. The double T.
Yeah, I'm going to stop trying to add to that. So yeah, now we've got, I think Ollie may or may not have burned his stuff up. So he's kind of just hanging there. Meanwhile, Benson has decided to cue the Jaws music himself, and he is starting to work in on Al Corey. He's got himself within about a half a second. And while all this is going on, as you can see from those numbers getting bigger overall, those are all in relation to the leader, that 27 car, and the other voice you keep hearing, Mr. Kyle Gretsch. They're 5 seconds behind him and losing ground. So these two, three, look like Ollie's going to go ahead and come back into the picture. So we get these three together and get to fighting, and they are going to do far more for Nick Biddy in 5th than they're going to do to try and catch Kyle in 1st.
Well, the thing to remember here, if there's a caution, how many tires do you have left? I don't have any tires, so if there's a caution, I laid in my bed. I was going to bet on this being a green flag run here to the end. If there's a caution, I'm going to lose multiple positions here because I am about 1.5 seconds slower than I was at the beginning of the run. So, yeah, the tire fall off here is insane, and you need to make sure you keep a set of tires in the pits if you're running for points. But if you're not, take a risk. What's the worst that happens? You don't get the trophy?
Yep. Well, and even at that, I mean, if everybody else has stopped and taken them tires, you better stop and take them too, or otherwise you're doomed for failure, and you're just going to be riding around in the back the whole time. So, I mean, they ain't doing you no good sitting in the pit box, I think is how I've heard that said. We're 16 to go. We're very honestly, I think we're about to have us a three-way fight for second to end this thing. And it's really the main fight. Sergeant and Coravu will jump back there, and Barton. They're all kind of starting to get in there. They're getting within about a half second of each other. Jump out here and hop in there and see what we got going on. So yeah, Corvu's starting to sweat Sarge a little bit back here for 7th. It just doesn't, that's just kind of where they've been. They really haven't been making moves on each other. They've just been kind of holding. And Sarge goes high. Corvu goes underneath. No, he doesn't. Sarge is going to get enough of a run to hold this position. Corvu's going to stick it to the line. Man, that's like he's got special glue on the tires that saw that paint and was like, mine, and held on to it. But the run is short-lived. We've got the same boy. Corvu's got a real low exit. He's trying to stay down underneath Sarge coming up off the corner, and that was something I tried I don't know how many times yesterday, and you just can't get on the gas. On the front stretch here, you get them, they're side by side, coming down into one. Got Corvu with John Barton in tow and Dewberry right behind him. Sarge looks like he may have just found a train backwards several spots before this is all said and done. Fights it back down the back straightaway. He is going to be back on the point. Back holding on 6th. We are not going to come up with the end of this one. We got 5 cars in a pile back here. We're going to jump back up front. We still got a little bit of stalking going on. Whoa, Corvu. Big sideways off of 2, and that's what happens when you try and keep that low lane.
Yeah, it's really, really hard here to kind of get that bottom lane rolling and make that pass. If you can get to the outside of somebody, I think that might be the better move. That's how I got by Skyler there on my fresher tires, just, you know, being able to have that unrestricted movement coming off the corner to where you can kind of run all the way to the wall and carry the momentum. That's what really helped, you know, John Hunter Nemechek and Ty Gibbs stay in contention with one another during that Xfinity race here. But yeah, if you're getting stuck there on the bottom, you really need to be careful that you're not getting on the power too much and sliding out and potentially killing your tires.
Yep, and we've got Sarge is doing a master course job here of how to hold people up. Corvu slid sideways, got to the back of this group, is now back to the back bumper of Sarge while JB's trying to go low. Corvu's sweating the back bumper of the 28 car. We got the 06 sitting here just to make a 4-pack. The 26 is behind him. And then we got the 83 of Harrison hanging out right behind them. This is not going to be solved anytime soon. John Barton steals the position away, and now he is going to be hanging out as your 6th place runner. And he just disappeared on me. I'm going to jump back up here, and here's Benson back working on Al Corey. They've wandered off from the 002 of Ollie. We've got 8 laps to go. Actually, we're closing that in on 7 realistically. Kyle's about to pass the line. I'm gonna jump back here and take a look in at Sarge and company, because he has got some company. That 77 wants all the pieces of him and then some. And now we're on with Ben Dewberry here. We're going to see what we got up off the front of him. Should be Gary. Yep, there's Gary Sargent. And boy, Dewberry really doesn't have the entry, but he has got the exit. Man, he is, I mean, really just kind of holding pace with Sarge on the way in. Boy, he gets that sucker turned and on the gas and, you know, center off. He is making up where Corvu is just, I mean, he's just flat out faster in the corners. I mean, he is faster all the way through. It looks like he's just having to drag brakes to not run people over. Sarge looks like he might have just not had a whole lot else he could have done and overrun the corner a little bit, slid up, loses a couple more spots. We got 5 to go.
Yeah, going back to Ben Dewberry there, he ran the 87 race we did at Michigan there, and he did really, really, really good there. And I messaged him, and I was like, man, how many 87 races have you done? And he goes, that was my second ever 87 race. These things are awesome. So, yeah, he's a guy there that can figure out a car pretty good. So, you know, respectable run here. I think he's in 8th position, 7th or 8th.
He is right now. He is running 7th. Yeah, right behind John Barton. So yeah, the top 10 right now is we've got Kyle. We've got the 2 we're riding along with here. We got Al Corey, Jason Benson. Right behind him, we've got Oliver Turan. and then Nick Biddy, then the Barton, Dewberry, Corriveau, David Sargent.
We just
battle.
had the 83 coming. He was low on the backstretch. Looked like he had a little bit of an accident there, but everything's straight. 2 to go here at the line.
We've got Rafter just flat out being stalked by Benson. Da-da. Da-da. You can see the teeth growing underneath the Impala in the front of that car. The Marshmallow Man is starting to catch fire. We've got final lap. What are we going to have? Is Benson going to be able to jump underneath and do anything? Doesn't have enough for a run there. Oh, the 6 gets turned from Corriveau. And he is up. And Benson's not going to have anything to do with it. The 06 gets going again. We're going to wide shot that out and just make sure so Biddy's not going to have a chance getting around him. Oh, man. Let's see what happened here with Corriveau. Just may have went in all Hail Mary here on Dewberry. And you hear him fighting gas. Goose. Wall. We got some sexy donuts.
I did one come across the start finish line too.
I got that. We saw that one. We got some. This is No Toad Racing Network at its finest. We have got broadcasting from the winning car, Kyle Gretsch. So how was your race tonight, Kyle?
It was good. I'm going to go park it. I'm going to look for Dogwood O where I sat for the race, and I'm going to do burn-ups against the wall there. Yeah, unfortunate there for Skyler. But yeah, I just got aggressive there with my tires. Every time there's an opportunity to take tires, I took them. But if there was any accident there at the end of the race, I would have just had a really bad time and would have just fell to the back. But yeah, good race there early with me, Parasini, and Skyler. I think Skyler was the car to beat tonight. But yeah, on the podium, we got second place Al Corey. Man knows how to save him some tires. And then we got Jason Benson in third. So not your championship contenders here, but 2 really good drivers here in NTRL.
Well, Benson's not that far out of it, and he's actually in here. So, Marshmallow Man, what do you think that did for your chances to walk away out of here with the top 3 in points?
Well, it didn't hurt.
It should not have. I mean, that's got you 379 to 402, which everybody has probably figured this out by now, but Roy Hyde wasn't here tonight. However, he'd just be able to throw this race away like this absence didn't even happen. So, that's the thing with a drop week like that. Kyle, you left most of your tires on the track back there.
I also left my engine there.
Yeah, I was saying, it sounded like you just lost your engine too. And there goes that. So, what do you think next week for Homestead? I don't know that I've ever been on track at Homestead with you. Have you run laps there at all? Are you familiar with it?
Somewhat. I mean, I feel like we did a Homestead race in the ARCA last season. I don't remember much about it. But yeah, I definitely need to do some practice. But well, I got the chance. I want to apologize to Hottenbach because we were, running really close and tight, and the car just kind of got loose on me. So sorry for taking him out.
There was a lot of movement in the cars tonight. There were several of them that had some wiggles and wobbles. There's probably going to be some guys that are a little and then I think once they just see that everybody's having the same problems, I don't think anybody's going to think that anybody had any sort of ill will or ill temper towards anybody else.
Yeah, because if I wanted to wreck someone, I would have took Rafter out.
Yeah, well, we were really watching that, kind of wondering because he got close enough a couple times. I'm like, man, is he gonna touch him? But great job. I mean, it was a absolutely fantastic finish. I mean, had to blink between you guys, and there was about a 7-way battle for 6th position. Sarge was back there holding a whole wad of them up, and they had to, jump back and forth, and everybody's in and out of it and sliding sideways and bouncing off each other, and meanwhile we'd flip back up, and you've inched closer again, and you're close enough that, God, man, if you'd have just waited a 20th of a second, you'd have had Canadian tires on your hood.
Well, it was a blast. I can't wait to watch it. And yeah, kudos to Rafter and Oliver and those guys. It was a lot of fun running with them.
Yeah, good run here tonight. Where are you sitting on tires there for the race? Did you pit for tires there, and how many tires did you have left in the pits?
I want to say on the last caution, I took my last set.
All right, so you're taking the aggressive approach and kind of laying in your bed there. So yeah, good strategy there. It ended up working out there for the both of us. But yeah, good job there with your P3 finish tonight.
Thanks, guys.
Did a good job, man. It's a good job. Fun to watch. And so we got the winner. We got 3rd place, and I don't see the wow.
There he is.
It's like he was waiting for me to introduce him. We
got
you
say Al in the window 3 times or mirror, he'll appear.
Apparently, man. Well, Rafter, that was how nervous were you that you were about to get punted coming to the checkered?
Yeah, a little. I blew the last corner, or the corner before the last, so I sort of ended up having to close the door on Benson. He had a little bit better speed, and I kind of goofed in turn 2, I think. But anyway, he and I have raced together a lot, so I wasn't too worried.
It was, overall, I mean, other than the plate tracks, and we know those are always just kind of but this might have been overall the closest the field has been other than being at a plate track.
Yeah, I really wasn't paying attention. Don't you want to talk about the lap 2 wreck?
Well, I know that you probably have a few that in your pocket that I could probably pay you back for from a certain set of screenshots that happens every race that always somehow happens to find an Iowa car in the wall. But I was going to let that go if you were good with it. But no, I
don't know. I don't know what happened. I have no idea. I know Sarge and I were side by side, and the next thing you know, I was spinning into the inside wall. So I literally have no clue what happened.
Oh yeah, we just did the rear camera on you, and it just looks like you drifted up just enough where it just got your right rear up over the left front corner of his, which it's the lowest part of that car. So he just shoveled you. Just got the back end up off in the air.
Gotcha. Well, I apologize to Sarge for getting into him because I'll tell you that was a struggle to get back, and I accidentally left my tires turned on, so I used my second set of tires on lap 2. And so I just was like, okay, well, I'm only going to pit one more time no matter what happens. And then the yellow came out about 2 laps before I was ready to pit. So it worked out. It couldn't have worked out any better for me.
Yeah, from my angle, I'm just seeing this stuff for the first time. Yeah, it looks like Gary actually just kind of came off the wall a little bit, but he's about 6 feet from you, and you got just bad net code on the right rear, worst part of the car to hit, and sent you in the outside wall in the backstretch. So just one of those deals. iRacing, it's it's not real life, so you got your imperfections that you got to deal with. But yeah, good run tonight. You said you accidentally used your tires there. Were you sitting on an extra set there in the final run there?
No, sir. No, I pitted as the third, I think second place car when that caution came out midway, and then there was another caution. I don't know, 20 laps later, and I used my last set there. So whatever happened, I was praying there wouldn't be another yellow, because if there was, I was sunk with no more tires.
Me and you are in the same boat there. Yeah, good run tonight, second place. How many pony finishes have you had this year?
How many what finishes?
podium finishes this year in ARCA have you had?
Oh, I don't know. This might be my second. I don't know. I'm usually fourth or fifth, but I sure had nothing for you tonight, Kyle.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, good run.
Congratulations. I'll dip out. Thanks, guys.
All right, thanks, Raptor. It was fun to watch. It was a battle all the way through.
Well, thanks for the broadcast. Appreciate it.
All right, thank you. So we've got the finishing order up on here. Now, as I've said, we're going to try and figure out a couple of if this, if that kind of things over the week. It honestly may be something where we just have a bunch of math and we just can't. But by next week, this one's it. This is Homestead for all the marbles and, I don't know, bag full of rocks and a one-way ticket on a 1974 Greyhound bus to scenic Argyle, Iowa for the winner for the No Toad Racing Network Monday Night ARCA Season Championship. So we've got a championship to decide next week. And that will happen the same bat time, the same bat channel, and the same bat internet. Hopefully, in Canada, they've got better internet by then. Sorry, Matt, that was a cheap shot. But anyway, we're going to wrap this thing up. We appreciate you guys watching. And this time next week, hopefully, we're talking to a champion for the Season 21 finale. So until then, we will catch you guys later. Be nice to each other.
Good job, buddy. You run right there.